The discovery of milk almost killed the ancient caveman who discovered it. Enter Godrich, our favorite caveman. Godrich sat by a tree one day doing one of his favorite activities, staring at absolutely nothing and the expanse wilderness. Sure, the hunters were hunting, the gatherers were gathering, and the tool makers were making tools, but Godric did not feel the need or urge to join any of these activities. The children were throwing dirt at each other, and women were busy prepping vegetable meals for their husbands. Godric had long decided that contributing to the society was not a great way to live. To be fair, he had tried working once. It had been exhausting. Spending hours chasing wild animals for meat or collecting tubers for food did not excite him. He fancied himself the village philosopher, and ever since then, he had dedicated himself to thinking.
It was mostly because thinking could be done while sitting down.
Oh, surely, he sighed, scratching his beard.
There must be more to life than watching other people work.
A nearby villager walked by him carrying a huge load of wild berries.
Come over and help me carry this to the village.
Godric pretended not to hear him. As he lay down next to his favorite spot in the village, something caught his attention. A few yards from where he lay, a large female cow slowly chewed grass while staring into the distance with the expression of a creature deeply disappointed by existence.
Godrich watched in curiosity. It was not the first time noticing the udder, and he did not know what had intrigued him this time. In their village, female cows were left to roam freely because they gave birth to bulls, which the villagers slaughtered and ate. But that was just about the extent of their contribution. The beast watched in surprise and curiosity as Godrich stared at it. In essence, Godrich was staring beneath the animal, where hung 4 odd-looking sacks. Godrich squinted. What are those? The beast ignored him and continued chewing. Godrich stood up, his curiosity piqued. What are those?
Now, most people would have accepted this mystery and moved on with their lives. Godrich was not most people, and he had too much time on his hands. I should touch that. He approached cautiously. The beast turned its head, and their eyes met. The animal seemed to be silently communicating a very clear message. "What's up, bro?" Godrich ignored it. "Do not come closer." Godrich did not seem to get the message. The beast stomped a hoof. Godrich ignored that too. The beast snorted. Know what Godrich did? That's right, he ignored that too and took another step. Finally, he reached toward one of the dangling sacks. The cow bellowed loudly and kicked hard, launching him into the air. Godrich flew through the sky like a badly thrown spear and landed face first in a thorn bush. Some villagers who had witnessed this encounter laughed so hard, one man fell over. Godric went home to nurse his black eye. His village mates laughed every time they saw Godric with the black eye. Most men would have learned a valuable lesson. Godric learned absolutely nothing. Once his eye healed, he decided to return to the scene of crime. It was the cow's favorite feeding spot too, so they met again. Round 2. Godric checked, and yes, the white sacks were still there. "I want to know what you're hiding," he said to the cow. The animal blinked, and Godric pointed dramatically. "Nobody grows 4 mystery sacks for no reason." The beast looked genuinely confused. Over the next several days, Godric became obsessed. He followed the animal everywhere. He watched it eat, he watched it sleep, he watched it stand around doing absolutely nothing. Soon, as part of his research, he began taking notes. Unfortunately, writing had not been invented yet, so his notes consisted mostly of scratches in the dirt. The villagers became concerned. "What exactly are you doing?" "Research." "What does that mean?" "It means I don't know what I'm doing, but it sounds important." That answer satisfied nobody. Several days passed, and Godrich suffered multiple injuries every time he came close to the cow. He was kicked, stepped on, chased through a river. At one point, he climbed a tree to escape and remained there until sunset because he was too afraid to come down. Yet still he persisted because he wanted to know the secrets contained in those sacks. Finally,
After nearly 2 moons of failure, bruises, and one incident involving a fence that nobody ever discussed again, Godrich found himself alone with the beast. The afternoon was quiet. The wind drifted across the grass. The animal seemed surprisingly calm. Maybe Godrich had worn it down with his persistence. Godrich took a deep breath. This is it. Slowly, carefully, he approached. For once, he reached out, placed his hand on one of the strange sacks, and the beast remained still. No black eyes or broken ribs this time. Godric smiled and squeezed. A stream of white liquid blasted directly into his face. Godric screamed, and the cow was startled. Several birds exploded out of nearby trees. A rabbit ran away despite having no idea what was happening. Godric wiped the liquid from his eyes. He stared at it. White. Strange. Definitely not blood. Definitely not poison. At least he hoped not. He sniffed it. Not terrible. Actually, it smelled kinda pleasant. He touched a finger to it and then cautiously tasted a drop. Godrich blinked, then tasted another and another. His eyes widened. The heavens opened. Golden light poured from the sky. Angels descended from above. A choir sang. At least that's how Godrich remembered it later. In reality, a bird pooped on his shoulder. But the feeling was the same. This is incredible. He tasted more. Sweet, rich, smooth, delicious. And most importantly, he was still alive.
Subscribe and follow to enjoy Godrich's adventures and misfortunes as he tries to navigate ancient life.